Okay, let's run.
Hello, ladies.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Factuality. Today we are going to be talking about the most iconic and pricey cars in film history. There have been many iconic movie cars over the years, from the time-travelling DeLorean to 007's Aston. Some cars are the heart and soul of the television shows and movies they inhabit, so much so that they can be just as popular as the characters themselves. After all, what's Batman without his Batmobile? Or James Bond without his Aston Martin?
Get in the car.
Roaring off the screen and into the checkbooks, these are the most iconic and expensive cars from film and TV ever sold. Make sure you stay until the end to find out about some of the priciest cars and the stories behind them. Enough fluff, let's see their cars. Lotus Esprit S1, James Bond, $997,000. The James Bond film series certainly gets the award for having the most cars on this list, but there aren't many of his cars that can do what this one does. The car swims like a shark. In 1977's The Spy Who Loved Me, Roger Moore's Bond plunged into the deepest depths of the ocean in a Lotus Esprit submarine. Perhaps we can't really consider it driving, but Agent 007 can make anything look cool. This scene has lived on in Bond lore for 4 decades and is arguably one of the most memorable things we've seen him do. In 1989, a couple reportedly paid $100 to acquire a storage unit at a blind auction, meaning that neither they nor the seller knew what was inside. Imagine their surprise when they opened the container and found the extensively modified 1976 Lotus Esprit used in the filming of the Bond movie. They held on to their find, and sometime in 2019, the car was sent to auction where a secret bidder paid almost $1 million to acquire it. That bidder has since been revealed to be Elon Musk. Batmobile, Tumbler, Batman Begins, $18 million. Throughout film history, the Batmobile has been a distinctive feature of the crime-fighting vigilante. Helping Bruce Wayne speed through the streets of Gotham, every film has featured an iconic car to complement the hero. Although it could be argued that every Batmobile is iconic enough for this list, we decided to go with a modern entry that is the Tumbler. Featured in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, the Tumbler got Christian Bale's Batman around the roads and roofs of Gotham whilst fighting the Joker, Bane, and Ra's al Ghul. The tough, militaristic Batmobile Tumbler that has appeared in Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins and The Dark Knight is the most visually and technically significant Batmobile since the George Barris designed 1960s version. A beefy 350 CID Chevy V8 powers the tank-like Tumbler to 60 miles per hour in around 5 seconds, even with 37-inch off-road tyres, according to the filmmakers. The front tyres are mounted to an independent front suspension with around 30 inches of suspension travel, and the body is said to be made of more than 65 carbon fibre panels. What makes the Tumbler cooler than most movie props these days is simply that it's a real thing, not a computer-animated fantasy. Fun fact, Miami Vice 1974 Ferrari Daytona Spider. While many may argue that the all-white 1986 Ferrari Testarossa is the most memorable car in the 1980s TV series Miami Vice, the first and second season featured a black Ferrari Daytona that true fans will swear is the best Vicemobile. The Ferrari was a pricey car back in 1984, and when you're a new show, you've got to keep costs down. That's why the Daytona wasn't real. It was a replica car, also known as a kit car, based off a Chevrolet Corvette. Funny thing is, when Ferrari saw the show rising in popularity, they offered a real Italian stallion in the form of Testarossa that is seen from season 3 onwards. Who would have thought? If you like the video so far and would like to see similar content in the future, then please hit the like and subscribe button. It's that simple. You can trust us to always provide you with new quality content on trending subjects worth starting conversations about. So subscribe! We'd love to have you be part of our channel and make it grow. Now back to the list. 1964 Aston Martin DB5 Goldfinger, $4.6 million. James Bond's legacy of famous cars and far-out gadgets can be traced back to one vehicle, the 1964 Aston Martin DB5 that 007 drove in Goldfinger and Thunderball. Without any Bond spy modifications, the Aston Martin DB5 is a work of art, but it's the special effects that have made this car quite possibly the most beloved movie car of all time. The long list of cool tricks included a ram bumper, machine guns, ejector seat, smoke screen, oil slick sprayer, and more. Looking back on the Aston from today's perspective, the most interesting feature may be on the map screen in Bond's car, which foreshadowed today's navigation system. So just how influential and significant is the original Bond car? One of the few Astons used in those movies, sold in 2019 for a whopping $4.6 million. It's become so popular that Aston Martin is sending the iconic vehicle back to the production line. In 2020, the manufacturer announced that they will release 25 limited edition vehicles for about $3.5 million a piece. 1967 Shelby Mustang GT500, gone in 60 seconds, $1.3 million. Owners of this iconic 1967 Mustang will never bemoan a movie remake again after seeing the value of their ride rise by over 4,000% because their Shelby Mustang GT500 was used in the year 2000 version of Gone in 60 Seconds. Nicknamed Elenor, this car has seen multiple formats in the 2 films it inhabited. In the original 1974 Gone in 60 Seconds, she was a 1971 Mustang masquerading as the 1973 model. However, in the 2000 reboot, she transformed and became a 1967 Shelby Mustang GT500. The remake's Elenor 2 sent automotive resale figures skyward as moviegoers flocked to see the new film at the turn of the millennium. The 67 Shelby, originally worth $4,195, is now being sold for a cool $178,200 per CompareTheMarket.com's research. The Shelby was the vehicle that Academy Award-winning actor Nicolas Cage had the privilege of commanding. New Elenor was also nicknamed the beauty car and somehow managed to stand out from among the countless other sports cars in a movie, filled to the brim with them. 1961 Volkswagen Beetle, $107,250. Over the years, we've seen countless versions of Herbie, the white Volkswagen Beetle that possessed a mind of its own. The first we saw was in the 1968 Disney film The Love Bug, and as audiences fell more and more in love with the little guy, Disney kept bringing him back in subsequent films. First featured in The Love Bug, the famous little Herbie VW Beetle with that legendary racing stripe and number down the centre of its bulbous hood had a lucrative Hollywood career with 5 sequels over a sprawling 31-year span. Not only did that first movie help to make this cute car an iconic vehicle that would stay super popular with young people for over half a century, it may have also contributed to the Type 1's 931% price increase since 1963, going from an original sticker price of $1,595 to around $16,493.40 in automotive resale markets today. Still to this day, the Volkswagen Beetle remains one of the brand's most iconic and best-selling vehicles. Although interior and engineering features may have changed, the distinctive round shape has somewhat kept the Beetle's character. That's all we had for today, and we hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next episode where we go through the last part of the list, where we promise you will be stunned by the prices and stories behind the cars. If you could choose a car to have in your garage from the list, which one would it be? Let us know in the comments below, and please remember to subscribe to become part of our channel. Until next time.